Hi everyone, welcome to another video. My name's Zubair. I'm a 5th year architecture student, currently studying my second degree in a Masters in Architecture. Now, given that we're still in lockdown per se, we've been spending a lot of time inside our houses, probably looking at certain rooms and things and wishing that they were designed differently. And generally when we look for a new house altogether, we kind of pay attention to the kitchen, bathrooms and probably the master bedroom. Those are generally the three key areas prior to lockdown that people cared about the most. But anyway, out of boredom, I decided to do from scratch a design of one of those three key spaces. But to make this more interesting, I've decided to go fully over the top with it. And I've designed a larger than life bathroom layout. So if by the off chance any millionaires are watching this video, if you want a very ultra modern bathroom design doing, please do slide into my DMs on Instagram or contact me in some way. So if you want to see how I created this, stick around and keep watching to see the whole process of how I went from pretty much a blank canvas to the finished product. Right, so the piece of software that I'm using is by Autodesk called Revit. In the world of architecture, it's probably one of the key pieces of software that most practices use, an industry standard. Now there's loads of different pieces of software that kind of all do similar things. Some do things better than others. So there's not really a right or wrong way of doing this. This is just the method that I chose. It's the piece of software that I'm most comfortable with and best at. In terms of the inspiration, think of all those bathroom designs that you see on places like Instagram, you know, that look absolutely immense. But generally, a lot of them do look a bit similar to each other. So I decided to do something that's completely unique. Doesn't really look like anything that I've seen on Instagram before. I mean, in terms of the whole scenario, I'm thinking a high-rise penthouse suite overlooking a cityscape. In this particular instance, I've used New York because why not? Now the whole process from start to finish took me just under 2 days. I'm not going to show you 2 days worth of footage. What I will do is speed it up and show you right now. Now to start with, there's a bit of a faff, generally setting up the file properly, and kind of, because I'm not really working to any parameters here, you know, I was experimenting in terms of spaces, what I want to do. I didn't do any prior design beforehand. I visualized something in my head and kind of worked towards that. So there you have it. Now let's talk you through kind of what's going on. So I'll jump onto my screen here. Now this floor plan layout is a bit messy, so let's clean that up a bit. So here we have it. Now dimensions, 4 meters in width, over 3 meters in depth. You're talking the size of a bedroom here, but when you're going for the whole ultra luxury theme, it's got to be over the top. Some of the nicest bathrooms in the world generally are, the size of bedrooms. Now generally when it comes to design, with any room that you're working with, so whether it be the bathroom, the bedroom, living space, I like to have a key feature that's highlighted, celebrated, kind of draws your eye to that straight away. And that's kind of what I've tried to go with here. So straight away when you're walking through the door, you've got this gorgeous freestanding bath that is really the centerpiece of this design. And to kind of enhance this whole key feature, I've decided to put it on a raised platform and frame it within the constraints of the walls, with an entire recess that kind of goes along the side and along the ceiling line, with like a 75mm gap to allow for strip lighting to be placed all the way around. And at night time, or actually just throughout the whole day, those can be left on, and it just makes the whole area look so much nicer. Interior lighting is like a whole other field itself, and I'm by no means an expert. I'm not actually an interior designer either. That's separate to being an architect, but we do dabble with a bit of interior design. But I just thought I'd have a play around and see what I could come up with. Let's switch view and go into one of the 3D views. That loads. So here we go. We've got a nice large floating vanity, which is on one side of the wall, but carefully placed so as not to kind of block this view of this freestanding bath and obviously the view behind. We've got his and hers sinks rather than just a single large sink, because again, why not? Plus, one thing that I've noticed anyway, just in general with everyone, nobody likes sharing things. We've got hanging ceiling pendants which drop down, which illuminate each of the sinks, and very subtle recessed nano LED wall lighting. So for the area where the vanity actually is, I've decided to go for a separate kind of splash to kind of differentiate that space from the rest of the bathroom. And I've gone with kind of like glass mosaic tiles. They've got a bit of an emerald tinge to them, nothing too different to kind of this whole marble effect and the colour palette that I've got on there. If we look over to the other side, the shower area is enclosed in its own space, kind of out of the way, again, so that you're not blocking that focal point, which is the freestanding bath and the view behind. In terms of its actual size, nothing too over the top, to be fair, given that the rest of the design is pretty over the top. But the material palette in there is a mixture of kind of a marble floor tray and then glass tiling on that back wall, similar to the vanity space. Now, where the actual toilet is, this is probably the most subdued part of the design, and because, well, that's where you go to the toilet. We've got wood panelling, which kind of hides away the toilet waste system and everything like that. In terms of the lighting, we've got nano LEDs recessed into both the ground and onto the shelving itself. Quite subtle compared to the rest of the design. Now, there are a lot of reflective surfaces here, as you can see, and so with the towel rail, I've kind of gone the opposite way of what you would expect, which is a chrome one. I've gone with a nice satin black, which is a nice contrast against everything else. What else is going on? Oh yeah, wall TV, because, well, if you're gonna have a bathroom like this, you're probably gonna want to watch Netflix whilst having your pamper session in the bathtub. If the view outside of New York City does get a bit boring. But there you have it, guys. This is my take on a ultra luxury bathroom design, with the whole scenario being that you're in a high-rise penthouse suite overlooking really nice cityscape, in this case New York City. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you do like what I've come up with here, do give this video a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel, where I will be doing more schemes like this, whether it's bathrooms, bedrooms, entire houses, both on the luxury end and then something a bit more, real world. And if you've got any ideas of what you want me to design and produce in the future, do let me know down in the comments. As always, ladies and gents, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.